Why are we all somehow different, yet also similar at the same time? Is it because each one of us experiences are different? But if so, then what makes us all similar? It's one word: problems. Going through problems is what makes us all similar. And the way we deal with those problems is what makes us all different. Let's think about it like this. We make thousands of decisions each day, and each of those decisions result differently. It's actually according to a Cornell University study that we make more than 200 decisions about food only per day. Well, that's worth it, I know, but let's think about it this way. You and I both want to eat, but we're thinking differently. We want different cuisines at different settings, and therefore we will end up having different meals. Another scenario would be that I'm upset and decide not to eat. Well, I personally assure you that this decision will affect me terribly and prevent me from maintaining a good productive day. And so can any decision we make. So by now we all know how a simple decision can impact our lives. But do we know how to make that decision correctly and make the correct call, especially at times where we're under stress and facing problems? So to answer this question as a researcher, I've conducted an anonymous survey ranging up to 500 participants starting from the age of 12. In this study, I asked the participants about whether they're having big problems in their lives, and if so, then what are those problems' nature? The results were shocking because around 80% of the participants turned out to have big problems that are affecting the quality of their lives. 80% is a huge unexpected number. And among that 80% can be anyone, including you and me. So looking at the results and at the answers of those questions, I wanted to categorize the problems that people were having. And I was able to put them into 5 different categories. 1, living in a harsh-judging society. 2, lack of social abilities. 3, family issues. 4, financial stability. And 5, lack of opportunities. When I first looked at the results, before looking at the results, when I first looked at the survey, I was wondering if I would ever use the data at any time. But when I looked at them, and when I read them, I knew that I had to do something. I knew that I had to ease those problems down and try to provide an equal chance for all of us to be happy. That's why I was hunting for the secrets of problem solving. I tried to hunt and look down for what can really make us comfortable during a problem. And I tried to look for the most practical and the most comfortable. So I tried those at different times, and I tried testing them to see which ones can I actually apply in my life. And I tested them for the very first time on a day where I was terribly humiliated, insulted, disrespected. I almost had a heart attack on that day due to how hysterically I was crying. And when I applied those secrets, I actually found peace. And to find your own peace, you would first need to identify or actually have the will to solve your problem. Because having the will to do something is actually the main action. If you don't really decide to do something, it will never happen. When you want to go get something, you decide to go get that thing. But if you can't just go do something like this without having the will to do so. So this step is very important. The second step is realizing the importance of the solution you're up to. Really know that you're looking for a better future, for a meaningful, happier life. And therefore, you will even work harder to get that solution to ease down that pain. After that, after you've applied all of this, you would need to identify the real problem. Is your problem with the entire world? Or is it with a selected group of people? Is it with a certain impossible task that you were given? Or an attitude that you hate? Maybe a weakness that you have? Identifying the real problem lessens the weight you're carrying on your shoulder. You'll actually feel that the problem has decreased. However, it didn't. The only thing is that you, and for the very first time, have given it the attention it deserves. After you've done that, it's time for the fourth step, being surrounded by positivity. And by that I mean positive people and positive thoughts. Actually, according to the study I did, most of the participants stated that they consult someone who cares, and that it actually works most of the time. For me personally, I always go run to my mother, and I love you, Mom, so much. I always go run to my mother, and I tell her everything about what I'm going through. I just talk and talk and talk for millions of years, and yeah, it actually takes years to finish my talks, and at the time I finish talking, even if nothing of what I'm saying makes sense, I really feel relieved. So at times when my mom is not available, I would go look for a trusted person to tell him or her what's bothering me. And everyone says that you would go to those people expecting them only to listen to you, but at the moment you stop talking, you feel very relieved. You feel like as if you've approached the solution of your problem, or at least you're having a plan for it. And way less negative energy, of course, if ever. So why is it exactly only positive people? Because when you're actually already in the middle of the problem, you don't want anyone adding fuel to the fire, right? I don't want that. But I think that you would want to let out your emotions correctly. Letting out your emotions correctly is very important. And it can help you do and manage every problem that you face. I cry a lot. A friend of mine would go run anywhere at any time. Another friend plays kickboxing. That's very cool. Some people eat a lot of food. I might be one of those people as well. Some people also write either what they're going through or a reflection of that. And this usually results in brilliant pieces of writing. There are millions of ways possible for you as long as you actually want to solve your problem. And well, how can I find that exactly? Just keep on trying different methods each time until you reach what makes you feel comfortable. And that's it. Just simply go out there. And according to a mental health organization at the United Kingdom, talking about your feelings isn't a sign of weakness. It's actually taking part of your well-being and making sure that you do everything that you can to stay healthy. So don't forget about that. Go out and express yourself. The final step, and after you do all of the previous steps, is flawlessly applying a practical solution. Well, wait, Sarah, this is very long. What do you mean? It's flawless because it should prevent you from living the same problem again. A correct solution should put an end to the recurrence of the problem that you're having. And it's also practical because you need a solution that you can easily apply. You don't want to go look for a solution that will take a lot of energy and work that you may be not able to afford. So at this case, what are we exactly supposed to do? You can go out there and look for a solution that can match your problem as long as it makes you feel well and right at the same time. And going back to the problems I've already stated before, how can I treat them? At first, I mentioned that being in a judging and harsh society. This can be really, really, really dangerous, and it can be really, really, really easy at the same time. It just depends on how you're approaching it. So, thinking about a judging society, you will need to boost your confidence. How can I do that? You would simply just need to ignore what those people are saying. You might also want to take everything that they're saying as compliments. This will definitely make them feel as if they're not reaching their goal, because actually their goal is to see you crack and in pain, and you're not supposed to let them reach that goal. So once they feel that they're not reaching what they want, they will stop and they will never come by your side again. A great person that we all know is Albert Einstein, and he actually also did go through those problems, and he was being mocked, underestimated, and judged all the time due to his slow learning abilities. And did those problems stop him? You guys tell me. Albert Einstein, I don't need also to identify him. So you should never let anything stop your way. The second problem was having lack of social abilities. The only thing and the best thing you can do is also believe in yourself and try to organize your thoughts. Try to prepare whatever you're going to say in your head before saying them, and be sure to stay true and simple in your talks, because when you're simple in your talks, words can go out slowly and easily, and you won't really feel that you're being under pressure. You're not, especially when you're lying. We all know how that happened. Making a lie and making sure that it's correct and that it's believable, well, that's really hard. So whenever you say the truth, it just comes out easily. And another tip is to actually go into the places where you can feel easy to build your confidence. You definitely don't want to go to those areas where judging people are found and start building your confidence from there. So try to believe in yourself, look for the best solution, look for the best place to express yourself, and do it. Simply express yourself. Another great person, and this is a surprise, is Thomas Jefferson. He was medically diagnosed with social phobia. And Thomas Jefferson is already known enough for me to explain or even describe him. The third problem was actually family issues. And let me first start with an example. A modern example is the great Adele, which we all know and I personally admire. Adele has gone through a lot of family issues with her mother, and they fought everything, and that did not also stop her from being who she desires to be. So, we normally hear about stories, or we go through those stories. We are the main characters in those stories where family issues become uncontrollable. You feel like you cannot control them anymore, and no matter how much you try to work, no matter how much effort you put, you feel like, well, it's not happening. There is nothing that I can do. What can you do at that point? The best thing that you can do is try to get yourself busy with something helpful. Instead of cracking and being down because of those problems, go. Look for something, improve yourself, do something beneficial. Instead of just going down and down, just go up and up. Don't let anything stop you, because nothing is worth your pain, nothing is worth your tears. You are worth the entire world. So, coming back to the fourth problem, which was financial stability. Financial stability has occurred a lot, especially in the survey at the ages of probably my teachers and my mentors. And I'm not an expert in this field, but I thought that I can give an advice. An advice would be to consult an expert or read a book that explains fruitful strategies to overcome financial stability, to overcome financial issues and reach ultimate stability. A great expert called Mohanad Luadia always says that to reach the ultimate financial stability, you would want to have a separate stable income resource. How can that be? You would tell me this normally happens with investments, but how can I afford those investments? I don't really have millions of dollars at the moment to spend. An investment can be as little as you can afford. And it can give you not as little as you can afford, but even way bigger if you actually think and plan where you're investing your money. Actually, just remember Bill Gates. Bill Gates started from nowhere, and he ended up one of the richest people alive. And also Steve Jobs. Steve Jobs actually started from the garage of his family's house, and Apple, you guys know where Apple is right now, right? Maybe Samsung people would not agree, but me as an Apple fan, well, we all know where he had reached. So nothing can stop, not even financial stability, not even family issues, not even anything is worthy of destroying your success. And we now reach the fifth point, which is my favorite. It was the lack of opportunities. So if you are facing a lack of opportunity, I'd like to tell you something. You might need to change your ideas, because an opportunity is never found. It's created. You need to create your opportunity. An opportunity will never come to you, well, hey Sarah, I'm an opportunity, let me meet you. No, this will never happen. I would go there, I would not, even if I would go hunt for it, I will never find it. I would have to create it. Maybe no one in the past have been through what I've been through, and no one in the past have thought about what I want to do. So I would never find a ready-made, ready-to-wear opportunity in the market. I would have to create my own opportunity, personalize my own opportunity. And a great example would be Oprah Winfrey. Oprah Winfrey has been through a lot in her life, and just thinking that she has been through all types of the problems we've stated earlier, she created her own opportunities. She did not wait for success to come to her. She went there. She fought, she created her own opportunity, and she eventually reached that successful life. So before I sum this up, I want to tell you something. Yes, I might be very young, and maybe I'm not the best person to take an advice from. But I believe in myself, and I want to go places. And for that, I'm not going to give a single chance to anything in the world to stop me from being who I desire to be. And so should you. So if you're waiting for a chance to be heard, if you're waiting for a chance to be discovered, if you do whatever you imagine to do in life, stand up and lead your own path. Stand up and talk. Stand up and address your opinion. Do whatever you want to do, because nothing is strong enough to destroy your dreams. Nothing is strong enough to destroy you. There is no dream, an unachievable dream. No, it's called a dream because it is achievable. You can achieve a dream no matter how big it is. And I personally have big dreams that I'm trying to even start from this platform that I was blessed to participate in today. So I really want to tell you at the end that after you go out there and hunt for your secrets and you solve your problems and you find that success, please, please, please share your story with the world and share your secrets with the world, because someone might be sitting out there waiting for a little helpful word to change the big world. Thank you.